Straight ahead on CCX News, Brooklyn Center mayoral candidates react to the city losing a major retail player, what they're saying about Target closing, and why the situation may not be over yet. Plus, a dramatic change underway for Robbinsdale's restaurant scene. And later, small-sized superheroes in Plymouth meet the real-life ones. CCX News starts right now.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Brooklyn Center city leaders say the Target situation isn't over yet. While Target may close its current Brooklyn Center location, candidates for mayor aren't closing the door on the retailer leaving the city. Reporter Eric Nelson has more.
This is a real blow to the city, the loss of this Target.
According to Brooklyn Center mayoral candidates, Target's decision to close the city's store is a gut punch.
We have relied on this Target for a number of years. The loss of this Target is just devastating to this community.
Candidate Mike Elliott believes Brooklyn Center has gone from a shopping hub to a business ghost town.
This is only the latest closure in Brooklyn Center. Before Target was Sears and Kohl's, and the list goes on and on.
Elliott says some residents are worried that other businesses will leave too.
Folks I talk to, are also afraid that the Cub Foods might be closing next.
Current Mayor Tim Wilson was unavailable to be interviewed by CCX News, but recently had a post on Facebook about the sudden shutdown. Wilson expressed disappointment in Target's decision and says that BC had been trying to lure the bullseye to the city's soon-to-be-developed opportunity site. Wilson also bluntly said, "I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This sucks." Just days before the announcement, Wilson even sent a letter pitching the new location to Target.
Target definitely has a possibility to be integrated into the new opportunity site, and there's going to be a lot more development and it's going to be more dense, so that actually will help increase their sales.
City leaders say they feel jilted by a hometown company.
We're right in their backyard. That's why we want to keep that conversation open. Just for the chance that they do want to stay within their backyard and near their headquarters, we'll have that conversation. We'll make sure that we can fit them within the community.
Meanwhile, Elliott believes Target's closing will put additional pressures on the city.
We've seen so many businesses leave.
He is concerned that residents now have limited shopping options in this suburb of 31,000.
Before, we had folks coming from Robbinsdale and Crystal and other cities to shop here. Now our folks are having to leave the city and go shop elsewhere.
In Brooklyn Center, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Now to local vote 2018, and Minnesotans voting in record numbers, at least when it comes to early voting. Minnesota's Secretary of State says nearly 400,000 people have either cast their ballots or requested absentee ballots. That's nearly a quarter of all people who voted in 2014, the last statewide non-presidential election year. Early voting in Hennepin County is up by 179% over 2014. It's the state's wealthiest congressional district, one that includes Brooklyn Park, Plymouth, and Maple Grove. It's also the most expensive U.S. House race in the state and one of the most expensive in the country. Recent campaign finance reports show Republican incumbent Eric Paulson and DFL challenger Dean Phillips have both raised more than $5 million. A Democrat hasn't held the 3rd district seat since 1961. And since first winning office in 2008, Paulson has won subsequent races by at least 13 percentage points. A warning now from New Hope Police about criminals capitalizing on so-called crimes of opportunity. New Hope Police say that in the past 5 days, they've seen an increase in garage burglaries and reports from people saying they've had items stolen from their cars. At least 11 incidents occurred in an area near Winnetka Avenue between 40th Avenue and 28th Avenue. In most of those cases, the doors were unlocked, but in some cases, windows were smashed because valuables were in plain sight.
It's a crime of opportunity. We've seen it all summer, and in fact, it's been a trend for the past few years where unlocked garages, unlocked vehicles are the target. And just want to remind people, keep the valuables out of sight and lock your cars and garages.
New Hope Police say they arrested 2 people and recovered some property thanks to reports from residents, but other incidents have occurred since those arrests. A big change is happening before our eyes to Robbinsdale's downtown restaurant scene. Demolition has begun on a century-old building that the owners of Travail Kitchen and Amusements purchased. It's right across the street from Travail's current location. The demolition will make way for a new, much larger Travail restaurant. An architect's plan shows an ultra-modern, almost museum-like new home for the popular restaurant. The owners hope to have their new home ready by late spring or early summer. Their other Robbinsdale restaurant venture, Pig Ate My Pizza, will eventually relocate to the existing Travail building. Residents in the city of Robbinsdale have long made requests for a dog park, and now they have one. A part of Sohaki Park near the north parking lot has been turned into a dog park. It will allow owners to let their animals run off leash. The designated dog park area is 1/3 of an acre surrounded by a 4-foot tall fence. The new dog park was a joint venture involving the city of Robbinsdale and the Three Rivers Park District. With dog parks popping up in just about every city, most dog owners are eager to take out their pup as soon as they can. But dog behavior experts say that might not be the best idea. Reporter Meredith Hackler explains.
Dog parks are a great place for your furry friend to run off some energy.
What you'll kind of hear sometimes is somebody wants to take their adult dog to a dog park to get socialized. And that can potentially be a recipe for a disaster.
However, if your dog doesn't have a lot of experience with other dogs off leash, taking them to a dog park can sometimes be overwhelming.
It's really important for us to listen to our dogs when they're telling us that through their body language, through the way they communicate with us. So know your dog, know their limits, know what they're comfortable and uncomfortable with, and respond accordingly. Don't force anything if it's not right for your dog.
If your dog isn't comfortable with others, there's still ways to get them plenty of exercise.
That taking your dog for walks when all the other neighborhood dogs aren't out and walking, using a gentle leader and going to training classes to learn how to communicate with your dog when they see another dog, and always bringing treats with you.
And a dog park doesn't have to be out of the question.
A dog park, even at off hours, is a great place to go and let your dog run off leash in a fenced-in, safe spot.
This is my dog Daphne. Now, it took me quite a while to train her. Sit, down. But that's what it takes to get your dog to be able to cooperate with others in a dog park.
Obedience classes are a great way to get your dog and you communicating in an area alongside other dogs.
Most importantly, as a dog owner, you should always look out for the safety of your dog and others.
Always be aware and conscientious of what that dog is doing and what the other dogs around them and how they're responding, because it might be the case that sometimes dogs just get way too excited to even be successful at a dog park as well.
Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
Thank you, Meredith and Daphne. Still ahead, how a local high school student used the sport of soccer to create greater understanding with others overseas. Plus, highlights from the Section 5 volleyball tournament featuring Champlin Park versus Rogers and Osseo against Wayzata. But first, something spooky Thursday. The clouds move in later in the day with temperatures reaching the lower 50s. A Brooklyn Center nonprofit of city entrepreneurs and business executives has a new home. The Brooklyn Center Business Association moved into space in the new Brooklyn Innovation Group office building, which happens to be one of the association's newest members. The Business Association wasn't originally looking to move, but the Brooklyn Innovation Group, a property leasing management company, offered substantial office space, not only for itself, but for other members to use as well.
It also comes with additional office space here that we're going to make available to some of our members who don't have offices or facilities, that they can then meet up with customers here, use the conference room and so forth if they decide they want to go that route.
The Brooklyn Center Business Association hopes that the new office space will attract new businesses to join as members as well. This week's Standout Student wants to own a successful business and change the world through technology. Maranatha Christian Academy senior Isaiah Coleman makes high marks in the classroom and on the soccer field too. Here's reporter Sonia Goins.
Then people went through most of it thinking he was generally unbiased.
Isaiah Coleman is focused,
effective,
and when it comes to academics, he's fierce.
I don't have one favorite subject. I like everything.
The high-achieving senior is a student council representative. He's also a member of the National Honor Society and the Spanish Honor Society. He enjoys math, English, and engineering.
Love math, want to go into engineering, and I also want to incorporate business into what I do in college.
Coleman has a 4.03 GPA, and he's held at least a 4.0 grade point average since the year 2015.
He is beyond perfect. Taking those PSEO and AP classes, that gets them on the 5-point grade scale, so he just kind of sky's the limit for him, and he just kind of takes the 5 points and runs.
Coleman is also a premier player on the soccer field.
I'm a center midfielder.
He made first team all-conference for 3 years in a row. Last summer, Coleman was one of 2 Minnesota athletes chosen to coach soccer in Thailand. He made stops at orphanages, boarding schools, and juvenile detention centers.
Kind of teach life skills while relating to them through soccer, because that's a universal language.
Coleman credits all his success to his faith.
I give all the glory to God for all my accomplishments.
He plans to use his God-given skills to help others.
I don't want to be one of those people that just sells technology for money. I want to be the type of person that makes a change through technology.
Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The Standout Student also runs a landscaping service with his brother. Meanwhile, Coleman has applied to 15 colleges, including the big ones, Stanford, Harvard, the U.S. Naval Academy, and West Point. Still ahead, one good reason to be Batman for Halloween. But first, Armstrong and Hopkins battle for a spot in the Section 6 volleyball final. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. It's an exciting week in high school volleyball. Section finals are taking place across the state starting Thursday night. In Section 5-3A, Champlin Park is the #1 seed and 4-time defending section champion. 5th seed Rogers meeting the Rebels in the semifinals for a second straight year. First set, and the Rebels' Izzy Ashburn sets it to Hannah Praske, who gets the kill, and it's a quick 5-1 Champlin Park lead. Later, Ashburn sets it right side again. This time, Lauren Clark cracks the ball for a kill to make it 21-11. Champlin Park wins the set 25-12. Coach John Yunker's team opens up a lead in the middle of the second set. Off the Rogers serve, it's Caitlin Weimer-Skirch passing to Ashburn, who sets Sammy Hilly in the middle. The junior's kill makes it 14-10 Rebels. They win the set 25-13. The Royals play the Rebels closer in the third set. Amanda Bonsack to Mackenzie Olsen there for the attack and kill. Rogers gets as close as 3 points, but Jordan Stalpus delivers set and match point for the Rebels. Champlin Park wins in 3 to move into Thursday night's final. In the other 5-3A semifinal, 3rd seed Osseo takes on #2 seed Wayzata. Wayzata takes control early. Lily Emlog's hit is dug up, but it comes right back to where she puts it away. Trojans win the first set 25-20. The second set is more competitive, but Wayzata surges late. Caitlin Emke gets the kill. Wayzata goes up 2-0 with a 25-20 win again. But Osseo is far from out of it. Off the Trojan serve, Carissa Furman with a quick set to Emily Rossing for the hammer, and the Orioles win 25-21 to pull within 2-1. In the fourth set, Osseo holds off a late Trojans rally to prevail. Lindy Ogery with the kill. Osseo wins 25-23, and we go to a 5th set. It's a great back-and-forth battle. Elizabeth Helmick delivers the match-winning kill for the Trojans. Wayzata wins 16-14 in the 5th set to advance to the final. They face Champlin Park Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Osseo High School. In Section 6-3A, 7th seed Hopkins and #6 seed Armstrong both scored quarterfinal round wins over higher-seeded teams last week. That put the Royals and the Falcons into the semifinals Tuesday night at Armstrong. Armstrong gets off to a good start. Riley Fry to Sophie Vogel, the middle for the point, and the Falcons take a 4-0 lead in set 1. Fry sets up Brenna Mayer on the left side for a cross-court kill, and Armstrong wins the first set 25-19. Hopkins plays better in the second. Stella Swenson with a back set to Shadir Tutt for the kill. Royals grab an 8-6 lead. Tutt makes a pass and then gets it right back for another kill here as Hopkins wins the second set 25-22. And that evens the match up at 1 set apiece. Armstrong regains momentum in the third. Royals can't return the serve of Libby Matala, and the ace gives the Falcons a 10-4 lead. Mayer gets a big swing and pounds it home as the Falcons go up 22-13, and they win the third set 25-13, and they're up 2-1 in the match. And they finish it out in 4 sets. Fry with a dig, and Audrey Schumacher passes to Matala for the kill. And Armstrong wins 25-13 to take the match. They'll play Edina for the section title Saturday at noon. In Section 4A, two local schools, Heritage Christian Academy and Maranatha Christian Academy, were matched up in the section quarterfinals at MCA. Set 1, Maranatha's Kennedy Berquist serve on the line there for a Mustangs point. Heritage sophomore Ainsley Halverson answers for the Eagles. Halverson with another big swing, but Isabel Lannery and Chloe Sprinkle get the block. Mustangs take the set 25-22. Early in set 2, Julia Lavelle gets up for the Mustangs kill. And then the back set is for Sprinkle, and she gets the kill down the line for a 13-6 Maranatha lead. Jordan Allen with a big block here as Heritage fights back. But Maranatha closes the set on an ace serve by Lavelle, and they win it 25-16. Third set, Allen puts down a kill for the Eagles as they control the action in this one. And then Halverson with a dig for Heritage. Emma Stendahl will whip it over for the Eagles. On set point, Kelsey Nags bangs an ace serve for a 25-20 Heritage win. The Eagles also on the fourth set, but MCA wins the match in 5 to advance to the section semifinals Thursday night. That's a look at sports, and we'll be back with more news in a moment.
Some Plymouth neighborhoods got into the fun of Halloween a little bit early this year. Several superheroes donned costumes early to go to local fire stations.
Mr. Incredible. Well, because my favorite colors are yellow, black, and gray.
That is not a bad reason to be Batman, now is it? Families flocked to 3 Plymouth fire stations in costume for a truck or treat open house. They could not only see the fire trucks in the inside of the station, but they could also play games like pin the battery on the smoke detector. A few trick-or-treaters even came dressed up as firefighters.
We've been pretty much jam-packed since the beginning, so a lot of people from around the neighborhood and elsewhere have been stopping by. I think it's been pretty good.
People could also bring a non-perishable food item for interfaith outreach or prism. Now, if you snapped a photo on your smartphone of your trick-or-treater all dressed up, please share it with us. Just tag CCX Media on Facebook or Twitter, and we will air your costumed kiddo on the news on Thursday, and we are looking forward to it. As we go, we'll leave you with pictures of some of the trick-or-treaters out at Plymouth's Truck or Treat event on Tuesday. Have a happy Halloween, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you right back here on Thursday.